Hello everyone, welcome to our day 13 of Advent of Spring Boot. Today I'm going to show you another way of documenting APIs, Spring Boot APIs, and it uses a test to generate documentation, and we can add another plugin to generate OpenAPI specification, so that's pretty cool. Let me show you my screen. Cool, so Spring Restdocs, yeah, we can add the dependency and the ski doctor plugin to generate some documentation. I'm going to show you that exactly. And it can generate documentation snippets. And we can use that to generate OpenAPI specification with another plugin called ePages, Restdocs-API-Spec from ePages. So I will give the links in the description. So let's dive in the code. So first, we need to add dependencies we need to our POM file. So let's add that. So we're going to add a dependency. Like I said, RestDoc, and we're going to use rest assured for our test. It could be more MVC, but in our case, we're going to use rest assured. And we had to add the two dependency from ePages, Restdocs-API-Spec and Restdocs-API-Spec rest assured. And like we saw in Spring Restdocs, we need to add the plugin to generate the code snippet, so the ski doctor manual plugin. And after this generation, we will need this other plugin called Restdocs-Spec Maven plugin that will take our snippets and generate the OpenAPI spec file. But that's not it. So for that, we need to add some information to our test. We need to add a Genit extension to our test. And we need to specify add request specification. And for that, we need to add, and that's why we need the extension into something in the before each. I'm going to create our specification. And in our test, we need to add a filter right here. Cool. And I need to give no spec in the given spec. Oops, sorry for that. That's why I copy paste. I always do too many typos. I need to copy paste to avoid mistakes. This method is a method I wrote to facilitate the documentation of the payload generator. So as you can see, we need to add a few, maybe too many lines of code, but that's for the documentation purposes. And we are going to execute our test first to see how it goes. Okay, I have another test failing. I'm not gonna pay attention to that one because of the customer endpoint IT test I need. So I'm gonna remove that one for the video. And let's remove that. Cool. Let's okay. So with Maven, should be able to generate my documentation. I guess I didn't copy paste the version of the. Yeah. I don't know why it's not. That's weird. I don't have any error. So let's copy paste the properties for the version of our dependencies and our plugin versions. Let's rerun Maven. a few moments later. Sorry for that. Yeah, good. So as you can see, it added some folders with our documentations. Let's remove them. Don't need. So we don't need that. We don't need that. Like that. Okay. So as you can see, the get customers has been generated. It takes the method name get customers and generate this folder. And by default, we can have, it's not default, we can configure it actually in the POM file. What we generate. No, it's default, sorry. And we need to add something as well. Documentation, this is box. So I'm gonna regenerate project. Okay, cool. So as you can see, it has generated an HTML doc. We can see it in a browser. It's a specification where we can show all the snippets that we have added, and we can add also what has been generated by the other plugin, Restdocs-API-Spec, that OpenAPI specification. You can download it, and you can see the document. So that was pretty cool to generate a documentation that we could give to users of our APIs to help them test it or try it or anything like that. When we saw the problem detail stuff, we could add this documentation and add problem detail part to detail what we can have come as a problem detail. And so we can also see the documentation of API-Spec. I decided to use the OpenAPI 3, that's the last one. And as you can see, it has added the get customers with an example payload, all the value in my test. And what we need in the payload, it's an array with first name, ID, and last name, an object. So that's cool. And I guess it's gonna be it for today. Let me check what I have in mind for tomorrow. Tomorrow it will be about, tomorrow it will be day 14, it will be about properties handling, I guess, to configuration properties. So let me remove my screen. So I hope you enjoy today's video, and I hope you will be here tomorrow for configuration properties. So see you then. Peace.